Here's a 2005 MPC TransPort T3000. I got this machine several months ago from a teacher who was ready to throw it away because of its age and the fact that it didn't work anymore. Its main problem was the hard drive was worn out. I purchased an 80 gigabyte Hitachi hard drive for about $30 off of Amazon. It originally came with Windows XP Professional, but that's so outdated, so I installed the next best thing, Windows 7 Professional. Let's turn it on and see what we got. Once I had Windows 7 installed, it was still
intolerably slow
because it was running on 512 megabytes of RAM. Since then, a friend of mine gave me an extra 256 megabytes, giving me a whopping 768 megabytes of RAM. It handles pretty well. It can do all the basic functions of a modern laptop, except it was very slow on the internet. So just recently I found this Linksys Wireless G PCMCIA network adapter made to run on Windows XP. I picked this up at a Goodwill for about $1.50, and it was complete in the original packaging from 2005. It came with the original install disks, but Windows 7 doesn't need install disks because it uses Windows Update. Here is the device itself. It simply plugs right into the side into the open PCMCIA port. As soon as the card bus is plugged in, the computer immediately recognizes it and connects to a wireless network. So let's see how this thing handles on the internet using Firefox.
Separately, sometimes I feel like I've been sold separately, but out of the box I find you posable, lovable, just like me.
It can handle YouTube videos just fine. I've installed Microsoft Office 2007, which runs very nicely. It also can play DVDs very well. Due to the hardware limitations, this is not a very good gaming PC, but that works out for me anyways because I don't play a lot of games on the computer. That concludes the tour of the operating system and functionality. Now let's see the actual hardware itself. When I first got this thing, it was in surprisingly good shape for being used. The keyboard is perfect, all the keys click perfectly. Everything about the keyboard works. It feels great. The touchpad and both of the clicker buttons also work perfectly. One thing about this computer that stands out to me are the stereo speakers. Not a lot of computers made around 2004-2005 included stereo speakers, which means this was probably a more expensive computer. It's got a nice 15-inch display. The colors aren't washed out too badly. It has no dead pixels, and the hinge is very durable. Very sturdy. When the machine is closed, you'll notice the front of it has a latch. Not many computers have that anymore. On the right side, it has two LEDs and the battery. On the back, it has a USB port, PS2 connector for connecting an old-fashioned keyboard and mouse, an older-fashioned display port, a phone jack for dial-up modems and such, an Ethernet port, a FireWire port, a serial port, a VGA port for hooking up an external monitor, and a parallel port for hooking up printers and stuff.